If he is always in your mind without any communication, it means there's something deeper at play, a connection that goes beyond what can be spoken or written. It's a pull, a quiet force that feels like the universe is nudging you toward understanding something essential. We've all been there, caught in the whirlwind of thoughts about someone. It's as if their name, their face, their presence has set up camp in the corners of your mind. No texts, no calls, no words exchanged, yet they're there. And it's not just about longing, it's about what they symbolize in your life. Sometimes when someone is always on your mind, it's because they've touched a part of you that you've yet to explore. Maybe it's the way they made you feel alive or safe, or perhaps they stirred a dream, a hope, or even a wound you haven't healed. Whatever it is, they've left a mark, and your mind is doing its work, trying to decipher the meaning. Have you ever walked into a room and felt an instant shift in your mood, like a wave of energy washing over you? Or met someone and without exchanging a single word, felt as though you've known them forever? That's the power of energy and connection. It's a force that transcends physical interaction, a language that speaks directly to the soul without needing words. When someone is always on your mind, even without communication, it's often because your energy and theirs have intertwined in ways that are hard to explain but impossible to ignore. This connection doesn't always manifest in tangible ways. It's not about frequent phone calls or constant texts. Instead, it's about the invisible thread that links two people, no matter how far apart they may be or how silent the space between them seems. Energy is one of the most profound elements of human interaction. Science tells us that everything in this universe vibrates at a frequency, including us. When our energy aligns with another person's, it creates a resonance, a harmony that can be deeply felt. Think about the moments when someone comes to mind out of nowhere and you feel a rush of emotion, be it joy, longing, or even sadness. That's energy at work, a signal that something within you recognizes a bond that is alive and significant. This connection is not bound by time or distance. It can persist across years through silence and even through the challenges of life. Sometimes you may not even understand why this person occupies your thoughts. But deep down, their energy has touched yours in a way that leaves an imprint. The beauty of energy is its authenticity. It doesn't lie. You can fake words, you can mask emotions, but the energy between two people will always reveal the truth. It reflects the unspoken reality of your connection, whether it's love, unfinished business, or a lesson you're meant to learn. It's also worth noting that energy flows both ways. While you may be thinking of someone constantly, there's a good chance they're feeling that connection too. They might not acknowledge it or even understand it, but energy has a way of bridging gaps and making itself known. This is why at times you might find yourself crossing paths with that person again, seemingly by coincidence, but in reality, it's the power of your shared energy drawing you together. This connection, however, isn't always about the other person. Sometimes it's about what they awaken in you. Their energy might spark a realization about your desires, fears, or aspirations. They may represent a part of yourself that you're seeking to understand, a part that longs to be seen, healed, or celebrated. When someone lingers in your thoughts without communication, pause for a moment. Acknowledge the energy that binds you to them and honor the message it brings. This connection isn't just a reminder of them, it's a doorway to discovering more about yourself. The power of energy and connection is a testament to the fact that we are all deeply interconnected. Our lives are woven together by invisible threads of emotion, thought, and energy that create a tapestry of shared experiences. Embrace it, trust it, and let it guide you not just toward understanding others, but toward a deeper connection with yourself. When someone lingers in your mind without reason or communication, it's rarely a random occurrence. The mind has a unique way of holding on to things that are significant, whether we realize it or not. Thoughts about someone may be less about them as a person and more about what they represent to you, an unfulfilled desire, an unresolved emotion, or even a profound life lesson waiting to be uncovered. The mind is a mirror reflecting not only the world around us, but also the deepest corners of our inner being. When someone consistently occupies your thoughts, it's a signal that they are more than just a fleeting memory. Perhaps they've touched a part of you that you've yet to explore, something tender, raw, or even aspirational. It's like your subconscious is holding up a mirror, asking you to look more closely at what their presence in your mind is trying to teach you. Think about it. Why do certain people take up residence in our thoughts, seemingly rent-free? It's not always about love or longing. Sometimes it's about unfinished business, a conversation that was left incomplete, a feeling that was never expressed, or a moment that didn't go as planned. The mind holds on to these fragments because they demand our attention. They whisper to us, urging us to revisit, process, and heal. In other cases, someone might stay on your mind because they represent something you aspire to have or become. Maybe they embody confidence, kindness, or a dream you've yet to chase. Their presence in your thoughts could be a gentle nudge from your subconscious, encouraging you to embrace those qualities in yourself. The mind also has a way of clinging to emotions, especially the unresolved ones. Guilt, regret, or longing can tether us to someone, even when we're not in their presence. These emotions create a loop in our minds, replaying scenarios, conversations, or even imagined interactions over and over again. But here's the thing, this mental replay isn't meant to torment you. It's a call to action, a reminder that something within you needs your attention. The beauty of the mind's reflection is that it's never about judgment, it's about awareness. It's about recognizing that the thoughts you have about someone are a doorway to deeper self-understanding. What do these thoughts reveal about your needs, your fears, or your desires? What part of you feels incomplete without this person, and how can you address that within yourself? When someone is always on your mind, it's also an opportunity to practice mindfulness. Instead of being consumed by these thoughts, observe them. Ask yourself, what is my mind trying to tell me? What lesson does this person's presence bring to my life? By shifting from a place of reaction to reflection, you can transform these thoughts into valuable insights. It's important to remember that the mind is both a protector and a guide. It holds on to what matters most to you, even if you're not fully aware of it. But it also nudges you toward growth and healing. The presence of someone in your thoughts is rarely about them, it's about what they awaken in you. The next time someone occupies your mind without communication, take a moment to reflect. See it as an invitation to explore the depths of your own psyche. Embrace the questions, the emotions, and the lessons they bring. Because the mind's reflection is not a distraction, it's a path to self-discovery and empowerment. Sometimes the most powerful conversations are the ones that never happen out loud. Unspoken communication exists in a realm of its own, transcending the need for words. It's an invisible thread that binds people together through energy, emotion, and intuition. When someone is always in your mind without any exchange of words, it often speaks to the profound depth of this unspoken connection. Unspoken communication is the language of the heart and soul. It doesn't rely on texts, calls, or gestures. Instead, it thrives in the spaces between. Think about the times you've looked into someone's eyes and understood exactly how they were feeling without them saying a word. Or the moments you felt a sudden pull towards someone, as if their energy was calling out to yours. These experiences highlight the power of unspoken bonds, a connection that doesn't need to be seen to be felt. When someone remains in your thoughts without any interaction, it's often because their energy resonates with yours on a profound level. It could be a shared history, an unresolved emotional tie, or a connection so deep that it defies logic. These moments remind us that communication isn't just verbal, it's vibrational. It's the silent exchange of emotions and energy that lingers long after words have faded. Unspoken communication is also where vulnerability resides. Without words to distract or distort, we're left with raw feelings and unfiltered emotions. It's a space where our true selves emerge, our hopes, our fears, our desires. When someone is constantly on your mind, it's often because they've touched a part of you that you may not fully understand yet. They've stirred something within you that words could never adequately capture. Silence in these instances is not emptiness, it's fullness. It's a canvas on which your emotions paint their story. The absence of words allows you to tune into the subtler, more profound layers of connection. You start to notice the rhythm of your thoughts, the way their memory makes you feel, and the unspoken truths you're beginning to uncover about yourself. This depth of unspoken communication often serves as a reminder that we are more than just what we say or do. It shows us that our presence, our energy, and our essence can touch others in ways that are invisible but undeniable. When someone occupies your mind, it's because their presence has left an imprint on your soul, a mark that doesn't require explanation or validation. Sometimes unspoken communication happens because words are insufficient. There are emotions too complex, too layered to be confined to language. How do you describe the warmth of a shared smile, the ache of missing someone, or the way their memory lingers in quiet moments? These feelings live in the silence, in the space where unspoken communication thrives. And yet, this kind of connection isn't always about the other person. It's also about what their presence reveals about you. When someone's energy echoes in your mind, it's an opportunity to reflect on your own emotions, needs, and desires. Are you yearning for closure, seeking validation, or longing for something you feel is missing in your life? Their unspoken presence can be a guide helping you navigate your inner world. Unspoken communication also invites us to trust the intangible. In a world that often demands evidence and clarity, it reminds us that some connections can't be measured or explained, they can only be felt. It teaches us to embrace the mystery of human connection and to honor the quiet, powerful ways we touch each other's lives. When you find yourself thinking about someone without any communication, don't dismiss it. Instead, lean into the silence. Listen to what it's telling you about your connection to them, and more importantly, your connection to yourself. Because in the depth of unspoken communication lies a truth that no words could ever convey. It's a truth that reminds us of the extraordinary power of presence, energy, and love. When someone occupies your mind constantly, it's natural to wonder why. But before you seek answers externally, it's essential to turn inward. Self-reflection is the key to understanding not only why this person remains in your thoughts, but also what their presence reveals about your own journey. Self-reflection isn't just about asking questions, it's about exploring the emotions, memories, and patterns that this connection stirs within you. What do they represent? Is it love, longing, regret, or something deeper? Their presence in your mind is like a compass pointing you toward areas of your life that require attention or growth. The act of self-reflection allows you to uncover layers of meaning that may not be immediately obvious. It might reveal an unhealed wound from your past, a need you've been neglecting, or even a fear you've been avoiding. Often, when someone occupies your thoughts, it's because they've touched a part of your identity that is still evolving, a part that is searching for understanding or closure. Sometimes the person in your mind may symbolize a part of yourself that you've yet to fully embrace. They might remind you of a dream you've put on hold, a version of yourself you aspire to be, or a quality you wish to embody. Through self-reflection, you can begin to see how their presence serves as a mirror, reflecting aspects of your inner world that deserve exploration. Self-reflection also encourages you to examine your emotional patterns. Are you holding on to them out of habit or comfort? Do they represent safety, passion, or a sense of unfinished business? The answers often lie within your own emotional landscape, waiting to be uncovered through honest introspection. This process of self-reflection isn't always comfortable. It requires vulnerability and a willingness to face your truths, even the ones you'd rather ignore. But it's in these moments of discomfort that the most profound insights emerge. It's where you discover not only what this person means to you, but also what you mean to yourself. By reflecting on their presence in your mind, you also begin to understand the dynamics of your own heart. What are you seeking? Is it love, connection, forgiveness, or closure? These questions guide you toward a deeper understanding of your emotional needs and how they shape your thoughts and actions. Through self-reflection, you may also uncover the ways in which you project your own desires and fears onto others. The person in your mind might not be the source of your emotions, but a trigger for something that already exists within you. Recognizing this can be a powerful step toward reclaiming your emotional agency and finding clarity. Self-reflection is not about overthinking or spiraling into doubt. It's about creating a space for honesty and growth. It's about sitting with your thoughts, understanding their roots, and discovering the lessons they hold. This process allows you to transform the energy of constant thoughts into something meaningful, something that serves your personal evolution and emotional well-being. Empowerment begins with understanding. When someone occupies your mind without communication, it can feel overwhelming, even confusing. But within that confusion lies an opportunity, a chance to uncover the deeper meaning behind your thoughts and transform what might feel like a burden into a source of strength. Understanding starts with awareness. It's about recognizing that these recurring thoughts aren't just random, they carry a message, a lesson, or a revelation that's waiting for you to uncover. Instead of pushing the thoughts aside or becoming consumed by them, you can approach them with curiosity and compassion. What are they trying to tell you about your emotions, your needs, or your life's journey? Often, the person who stays in your thoughts represents something beyond themselves. They might symbolize an unresolved chapter in your life, a quality you admire, or a part of yourself that feels incomplete. By delving into these thoughts with an open mind, you can begin to piece together the story they are revealing, a story that is about your own growth and self-discovery. This understanding is where empowerment begins. It shifts your perspective from being at the mercy of your thoughts to actively engaging with them. Instead of seeing this person as a source of longing or frustration, you begin to view them as a guidepost or reflection of something important that you need to acknowledge and address. Whether it's an unresolved emotion, a lingering question, or a personal aspiration, understanding allows you to take ownership of your feelings and chart a path forward. Empowerment through understanding also involves recognizing the role of your inner voice. When someone is constantly on your mind, it's often because they've sparked a dialogue within you, a conversation about your values, your desires, and your vulnerabilities. By listening to this inner voice, you can uncover insights about yourself that might have remained hidden otherwise. Understanding also helps you reclaim your power by reminding you that your thoughts are not beyond your control. While it's natural to feel consumed by someone's presence in your mind, it's equally important to remember that you have the ability to shift your focus and perspective. Through reflection and introspection, you can transform those persistent thoughts into a source of clarity and strength. Empowerment comes from embracing the lessons that these moments of mental preoccupation bring into your life. They might teach you about the importance of boundaries, the value of self-love, or the courage it takes to confront your deepest emotions. Understanding allows you to see these lessons not as challenges to be feared, but as opportunities to grow and thrive. At its core, empowerment through understanding is about reclaiming your narrative. It's about realizing that the story unfolding in your mind is one you can shape and direct. Instead of being a passive participant, you become an active creator, using the insights you gain to build a life that aligns with your true self. Life has a way of weaving connections that go beyond words, logic, or distance. When someone is always on your mind without any communication, it's not just a coincidence, it's a call to dive deeper into your emotions, your reflections, and your understanding. The power of energy and connection reminds us that relationships often transcend the physical and live in the unseen realm of the heart and soul. The mind's reflection reveals that these persistent thoughts are a mirror, showing us not just who they are, but who we are and what we need to heal or embrace within ourselves. The depth of unspoken communication teaches us that silence is never empty. It's filled with emotion, energy, and the truths we may not yet have spoken aloud. Self-reflection becomes the bridge between these unspoken connections and our inner world, guiding us to ask the questions that truly matter. What does their presence mean to me? What lessons are they bringing into my life? And as we move through this process, empowerment emerges not from controlling our thoughts or forcing closure, but from understanding. From recognizing that every thought, every feeling, every moment of connection is an opportunity for growth, self-love, and transformation. So let their presence in your mind not weigh you down, but lift you up. Let it remind you of the beauty of human connection and the profound strength that comes from looking within. Because in every silent thought lies the potential for clarity, growth, and a deeper understanding of who you are and who you're meant to become.